we pivot now to another story that is preliminary, confusing, but at least for now, the certainty that we have is that Dalvin Cook will indeed be available for the Vikings in the short term, because the league has made it clear he won't be put on the commissioner exempt list as he faces civil allegations of assault, battery, and false imprisonment. Here is Dalvin Cook with his belief that in this altercation that came to light on Tuesday night, he is the victim.
I just want to start. I know it's a lot of questions about the reports and the things that came out yesterday. I just want everybody to know, I'm the victim in the situation, and the truth and the details about the situation will come out at a further time. And any further questions, y'all can ask my agent, my attorney, and that'll be all.
Yeah, this thing got off on a weird footing because his agent was so aggressive on Tuesday night trying to put Dalvin Cook's version out there.
Right.
In a vacuum. Like, what is this? The first tweet that came out from Shefty. What is this? What does this even mean? And then the guy, Zach Hiller, calls me up, and it's like, I don't understand this tweet. You got to help me understand this. People are going to be confused.
Right.
And even then, I didn't know that a lawsuit was filed. I didn't even know who the alleged victim was. But it was clear to me that they were trying to get ahead of what was coming. And now here's where we are. And I wrote about this yesterday, and it's as simple as I can put it. You don't get to show up and say, I'm innocent, and expect it to be over. You still have a process that you have to go through. The person who is claiming that wrongdoing was occasioned upon her will have the opportunity to develop her case and prove it in civil court with a judge presiding and a jury making the decision. Dalvin Cook will have the ability to make whatever claims he would like to make. And that's how it works. And if there's been an effort to try to settle her claims, if she's made settlement demands, which are extremely common, it's not uncommon for the person who is being pursued for money to say, I'm being extorted. That's a word that Zach Hiller was throwing around on Tuesday night, and Dalvin Cook may believe that. But you got to understand, this isn't extortion in the classic sense. This isn't, I have compromising information about you that I'm going to send to your employer or release to the public or do whatever with if you don't give me money. This is, I have the right to take you to court and pursue my claims against you for injuries that I believe you inflicted upon me, and I'm going to do it. And I'm giving you an opportunity to resolve the case now before I do it. That's legitimate and happens all the time. I was going to say every day. It's more than every day. Yeah. It's all day long every day. Right. Lawyers throughout the country, before they file their lawsuits, they try to settle them because it's better for everyone if you don't go through that process. Yeah. So lawsuits filed. Cook won't be put on paid leave. He'll be able to play. NFL is going to monitor. Now, if a criminal charge is filed, that could change. What happened with Deshaun Watson? Criminal charge comes after the civil lawsuit. That could happen. And if it does, then that process has to run its course. But that's exactly the posture that this is in. And Dalvin Cook may be frustrated. He may genuinely believe he's the victim, Chris, but it doesn't matter.
No.
The battle is joined in court, and once the legal process is activated, what you think, what you want, what you'd like to tell everyone and have them believe you right now doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. No, it does not matter. You're right. I mean, again, and it's a little, we'll say, I think it was a little maybe distasteful of, the approach. I understand getting out in front of the story. I do. But, like you said, I don't know. It just seemed like we're going to get out in front of the story. The hell with the facts. Here we go. It's a pain in the butt. I don't know what else to say for Dalvin Cook. It's the Vikings who are in the middle of a kind of a playoff run here and right in the mix. And I think right now sit there at the number 7 seed in the NFC. And Dalvin Cook is, their best player. Best player on their team. I think best player on their offense for sure. This is a headache for them. There's no doubt about it, and it's going to be a headache for him going forward. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't seem like we're in any, type of way like going to lose him this year, like you said. So it doesn't seem like it's going to affect play on the field, at least from now, from where it stands. But we'll see where it goes. Mike, all I can do here is, I've seen these incidents, throughout my career. I can, and it can go either way. You just don't know. Again, it's love, it's passion, it's a lot of things that involve here. And I've seen players be, jerks, and, yeah, they get in trouble for it. I've seen players be jerks and get away with it. I've seen players be totally innocent and, the woman be the jerk and the player gets in trouble. So I've seen it all with these type of cases, so I'm certainly not going to judge in any sort of way or fashion at this point. Just kind of sit back and we'll take the information as it comes and go from there.
And it's also a reminder, and I think it's what makes the fact that Deshaun Watson's case got to the point that it did even more confusing. Checks are written all the time to diffuse potential situations like this. Whether the pro athlete, and it's not just football, it goes throughout the entire spectrum, they get accusations made against them all the time. Not all of them, but it happens.
It does.
And they resolve them because you understand this isn't like the average person getting sued by his or her next door neighbor because the dog got loose and not on the next door neighbor's leg for a couple of seconds.
Right.
This is high profile stuff, and when these allegations are made, it damages someone's image, reputation, earning potential. It creates significant problems for them. That was one of the concerns I had when they beefed up the personal conduct policy in 2014 post Ray Rice. What you're creating is an incentive for people who have borderline or less allegations trying to shake a guy down. And that's when it becomes kind of extortion. If you are embellishing your claims, if you are maybe lying, if the claims are false, there's a reason to do it. I'm not saying it's an accurate or justifiable reason, but there's an attraction to do it because once that guy's sued, once it's out in the open, once the allegations end up in the media, that's when the guy has to worry, am I going to be put on paid leave? Are they going to suspend me without pay?
Right.
It becomes a much bigger deal for the employment of the NFL player than it does for anybody else who faces those kinds of allegations.
No. Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Yeah, I mean, that's the issue, or it's the gift and the curse of being in the public spotlight. There's some great things, of course, that come with that, and you get to be the man, and you're famous, and, all of that. But at the same time, when things go wrong, people know about it a whole lot more than, Johnny Lawyer or Johnny Doctor who might have done something wrong, and nobody will ever know about it. He can just kind of, find a way to whether pay it off or go through the legal process, and nobody will know as long as he doesn't tell people at his work or his business. That's just not the case in, this type of scenario there. So it does happen. You're right. Dalvin Cook is a phenomenal football player. I don't know. I mean, he's never been a guy that's been in trouble before, right? I don't remember anything. This is kind of the first, thing.
There was remember when he came out of Florida
State?
Out of
college. That's why he came in the second round, right?
Yeah.
I feel like
but he's been a model citizen.
A model citizen
up until this allegation, which we don't know how it's going to play out.
Exactly right.
And it's possible that the end result will be he did something he shouldn't have done.
No doubt.
Up until this quandary we're now in, there had been nothing at the NFL level.
Yeah, no, you're right. And I think even in coming out of college, the thing if I remember correctly, was just there was a little like pumping the brakes on because they didn't like the crowd he hung out with. And to me, that's like, what? Okay. Damn, you probably wouldn't have liked the crowd I hung out with in college either. I don't know. That can go a lot of different ways.
I don't like the crowd you hang out with now.
Well, you're part of the crowd. That's why.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.